What's up, guys? Mr. Knows Hoops back today with another video. First, just wanted to thank you guys for all your support. The two most recent videos have really been blowing up lately, so I really appreciate it. And as always, guys, just remember to join the Discord down in the description, and I'll pin it as a comment. And as always, I'll try my best to respond to as many comments as I can, or bare minimum, read them all and try and leave a like or a comment in reply. So, let's get into the most hot topic conversation around the NBA today. Who is the league's MVP? This is a conversation that has been going on all season long. For the better half, I would say for around the first half to maybe 3/4 of the season, it was looking like Jokic's award to lose. And I've even made a video on my channel talking about why Jokic deserved his third MVP in a row in spite of voters' fatigue. However, I mentioned stipulations in that original video that have honestly come to pass to be true. The Denver Nuggets have lost some of their record priority over other teams. As of right now, actually, they might be third or fourth in the East if they had to switch conferences. And it's kind of crazy to think about. But he's still averaging a triple-double on the best efficiencies you probably could have for something like that on the volume for a center. But at the same time, guys, when you have someone like Embiid leading the league in scoring with 33 and then 10 rebounds and 4 assists still, and he's giving you all defensive levels of impact, that's just something that's so hard to ignore. And Embiid's talked about in so many interviews how much this award would mean to him. And honestly, I guess that's really the topic for today's video of whose MVP award is it at this point. And right now, I've reached a point where to me, it's Embiid or it's Jokic. But I do have one guy that I still think is really in this race that I'm not quite sure a lot of people really talk about like that. And I think it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, obviously, we know he's a top 3 candidate this year for sure. But I think a lot of people don't really talk about Giannis when we talk about this kind of conversation. And whether that's fair or not is a whole other conversation of its own. But I think realistically, Giannis has all of the qualities to be an MVP just as much as the next guy. When he's giving you 30-plus points a game on almost 11 to 12 rebounds a game, and he's getting you a good amount of assists, too, in playmaking. And we also know, similar to Embiid, he's giving you all defensive levels of performance on the other end of the floor. Why is his name always the last one in the conversation? Especially when he's the leader of the best team in the NBA by record. So I think that's a really interesting conversation to have because, to be honest, when you look at it by multifaceted levels, this award is not as easy to give out as it's been in previous years, where someone like Jokic or Russell Westbrook, while maybe a lower seed, you could have the argument that their statistical and clear, just visual eye test impact on their team is so important that anything else doesn't matter at that point. Or you're someone like Giannis. In the last couple of years that he won MVP, where you're the dominant guy on the best team in the league, and far and away you look like you should be the MVP. But this year, we have a whole new ball game. Philadelphia's fought their way up to the 2 seed, with Embiid playing at arguably some of the best he's ever played. You then have Giannis, who is taking the Bucks to the 1 seed after going through a little rut, including going on an incredible winning streak. And then you have Jokic, who's still number 1 in the West, and is still putting up incredible numbers, but they've been on a slump lately. So now you're sitting here and you go, what do we really value? And to me, I've kind of gotten to a point where I think Jokic has just been considered MVP for so long, it'd be hard for him no longer to be top 2. And as much as I love Giannis and his game, and I really would love for him to get another MVP at some point in his career, I think that this is not the year for it. I think if you're the voters and you're going in any direction, you have to go with either Embiid or Jokic. And personally, I've reached a point where I think it might actually be Joel Embiid. And I think it's because we've noticed with the Denver Nuggets games lately, their defense is the biggest reason that they've been in some of their slump. And whether it's fair or not, Nikola Jokic as a center arguably holds the most important value on defense as in rim protection or rim deterrence. And Joel Embiid just is obviously the better player than him at that. Obviously, I think Jokic clears him as a playmaker. They're not quite close there. But then as scorers, you could talk about the efficiency of a Jokic, but you have the volume and efficiency of a Joel Embiid that makes it so hard for you not to really take what Embiid's giving you right now as the MVP level play. So guys, I've kind of reached this point where Giannis is unfortunately, I think, almost stuck as the third man out. And Embiid or Jokic are vying for that 1 and 2. But I think at this point, if you're the voters, and I think whether it's fair or not, again, like I talked about in my first video, voters fatigue is very real. We have issues like the J.J. Redick and Kendrick Perkins matter, who, when you obviously have the weird discussion of racism and such in here, now you have reached a point of Joel Embiid. It's actually, I think, slightly better record-wise than Jokic, if not just about the same. His numbers are just as good than Jokic's. And then you account for the defense, which at that point, I feel like Joel Embiid would have to take the award at that point in time. Now, again, if Jokic won the award this year, I wouldn't necessarily be shocked. But for me, I think at this point, if I was a voter, and let's say I had to cast my ballot tomorrow or today, Joel Embiid is probably my MVP, with Jokic second and Giannis third. But as always, guys, this is Mr. Knows Hoops. I need you guys to leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys think, who should win the MVP award. Do you think it's fair that Jokic gets second this time around? Is this Embiid's year? Did Giannis not get a fair enough shake in this conversation to you guys? Let me know what you think down below. Join the Discord. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. As always, guys, you mean the world to me. Peace out, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. God bless.